Right, on the road, headed to Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow, taking on a Lake State team that has taken points from most weekends this year. Another strong CCHA opponent. Watching them on film, really like the way they play. They get up and go. They're a skating team, aggressive in both ends of the rink. Talking to some other coaches that are more familiar with this group. They're a really difficult team to play, and even more so at home. So another great test for our guys, and hopefully we can build off last weekend.
Coach, what do you take away from last weekend? I mean, just kind of getting the chance to digest it a little bit, and what are the big takeaways for you?
Well, we wanted to build off of a strong Saturday performance at Bemidji State. I felt like we showed up ready to play on Friday. We ran into a very strong goaltender. A team that was playing very well. They made it difficult on us, but I felt like our guys stuck with it because we needed to find a way to crack the code in the third period. There wasn't a whole lot systematically that I wanted to change. I felt like our guys were really pressing and really close, but they needed to continue to believe that whatever we were doing was going to work. We just had to stick with it, and they did that, and they were rewarded with a handful of goals and then an empty netter. We had 3 defensemen score, which is great, and then we had outstanding goaltending by Caden Hargraves.
Monday, what's the message to the guys that you guys do kind of go into this one? Because I know, after that Friday game, it's let's do this on Saturday again and kind of repeat it, but you get that series win and to kind of continue that emotional high and carry it over. I mean, what is sort of the message?
Well, there's confidence that should be building within your group. I think we want some continuity in how we're playing. There's positives, obviously, that we liked in our game. There are some things we hope to correct. But I'll go back to it. We're sitting here a week ago, we talked about a playoff mentality. We still want to have a playoff mentality, understanding that at this time of the year, these are big games. There's going to be a day when we're jockeying for playoff position, hopefully competing for a spot at home ice. These are really meaningful games this time of year, and whoever you're playing, okay, you have to be playing your best brand of hockey, and that's our challenge this week. Is we want to continue to build towards our best brand of hockey, and we have to show up with energy. It isn't really a thing about last week. We have a new opponent, so we turned the page quick, and our guys have to be ready for a long, uncomfortable series on the road.
Yeah, cool. I mean, you guys have been to the UP twice.
Yep.
Now you're going as far east as you can go up there. I mean, a lot has been made kind of throughout the year from coaches of going to Taffy and winning games. And how kind of difficult that is. I mean, what do you sort of take away from going out there and playing on their home ice?
We'll have more for you next week. We've never been there, so a new barn. Want to make a great first impression on a future opponent. Again, really grateful that we're in the CCHA. We feel we're in a great spot to build towards the future in terms of a league, and we've heard from nearly everyone we've spoken to is that it takes on a different life. They have a home ice advantage. It's a very difficult place to play. The travel, thankfully to our administration, we will be traveling in a charter plane there, which obviously helps to ensure we have energy. But the mentality of our guys, it has to be consistent. It doesn't matter who we're playing this time of the year. It has to be the same way, home, road, all difficult opponents. And we have to be at our best and ready right from the start.
I have to double check, but I'm not sure if they're still the top scoring offense. They have been all season. What have you seen from them more specifically just on the offensive side?
I wouldn't surprise me at all. They are a team that gets up and down the rink. How they track back into their defensive zone, you see on breakouts, a lot of times there's defensemen activating on the rush. They have different looks off of faceoffs. They have different O-zone play tendencies. I think their staff does a great job, led by Damon Witten, how he prepares his guys. I don't think it's necessarily the same looks every week. I think so. Their guys are on board for changing and adding elements to their game depending on the team that they're playing. And those teams are tough to prepare for when they are throwing out different looks and changing their game a little bit depending on the opponent. So our 5-on-5 game needs to continue to be strong. Our goaltending hopefully can match some of the performances we've had of late. Power play needs to take a step. There's no denying that. We'll go to work there, and then we're going to have a strong specialty teams with our penalty kill. And you have to have a great all-around game to compete and contend at this time of year.
Coach, what was it like in the locker room after your first win in your home?
There was excitement after the first win at Midco Arena. That's something that it's in the back of your mind. It's a reality. Guys are excited and anxious to get that first one for our fans. Again, you want it to just be a normal game. It's not. So I think there was a bit of relief, obviously joy and excitement around getting that first win. We asked our guys to put it on pause because we were in a big moment on Friday. Well, there's a bigger moment the next day, and that's your first home ice sweep. Our guys came and I felt like we put a strong game forward. Another league game against a good opponent, goes right down to the wire. 3-on-3 hockey, we kill a penalty, and we're fortunate enough that our captain made a play.
How does that help you?
I mean, it's a top team in our league. We're chasing and trying to grow to become one of those top teams in the league. We don't know when we're going to get there, but we ask our guys to live in the moment. I think they should feel confident and take some belief from just in what we're doing is moving in the right direction. To get 2 results on back-to-back nights against a team like St. Thomas, who is still on their own journey. Okay, they haven't arrived yet, but they're moving in a great direction. Hopefully, we're moving in that same direction. I feel like our guys believe we are, and our staff certainly is really excited about where we're headed.
And we've talked about the crowd, but especially in that second game, after that PK, I mean, this place came to life. You know, the rally towels were waving. I mean, it wasn't just a fan base that night. Like, it seemed like they certainly impacted. Arnaud mentioned that after the game too.
You hear it all the time, and you talk about it at different points along the season, and it's a reality here, and it can change a game. And for us to have it on the home side, it's our advantage. We have fifth-year seniors who have played in a heck of a lot of rinks, and they're saying that they've never experienced anything like it. That Vash said he had goosebumps after that kill was completed. That's pretty cool. And not only are we making an impression on our own players, our visiting teams are pretty darn fired up, and the feedback we're getting from the 2 opponents that have competed against us in this building, it's world class. It's as good as they've been around. It's difficult to play in. Our fans are on them. They're making a difference. In 3,100 seats, no brainer. A lot of eyes on us. Teams that want to bring Division I hockey to their campuses and universities. I think they're pretty fired up and excited that this plan right here in Sioux Falls is one that can work.
I don't know how fired up you get, but I mean, you had to feel something too after that PK, and then everybody in the arena is waving their towels. I mean, that was the loudest it's been for a non-goal, I think, maybe all season.
And fans are learning how important that was. It's the educational process. It's hard to do when you're not actually playing games. I've been doing hockey 101s around campus the past year, trying to help educate fans. But I think there's a lot of fans that have a greater education of our sport than we may think. When they're in the building, they're asking questions, they're trying to learn, but it's hockey. It's college hockey. It doesn't matter if you know the game like the back of your hand or if it's your first time ever watching our sport. There's so much excitement around it. There's energy. It's entertaining because it's a fast-moving sport with not many breaks. And when that red light goes on, our fans certainly know what to do.
last one I got, you talked about the playoff atmosphere a little bit, but I mean, it certainly seemed like that's what you wanted to have, and that's what you got. It seems like that's what you're going to get again this weekend too with another tough team.
You're right on, and that's we have to live through these things, and our guys have to understand that there's no mulligans this time of year. There's no off nights. There's not many moments where you can let your foot off the gas because other teams are hungry. They're trying to play their best. They're gearing up. All the conversations in their coach's room are towards one and done hockey, playoff series where you have to win to go on. And everyone wants a shot at the dance, and there's a lot of teams that still have that hope and that life, and they'll do whatever. Those seniors, think about it. If they don't achieve a result, if they can't get wins, it comes to an end. So there's desperation in our sport, and that's a really powerful thing.